Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Valken Debrief, episode 2 here at the Colorado Ranch in beautiful and colorful Colorado. You got Josh and myself, Bob, coming at you today, and we have a great show for you today. If you missed our Facebook live session, check out in the description below. You'll be able to find the bookmarks to check that out, but don't miss it next week. We will be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Valken Airsoft Facebook. So you don't want to miss that. But the rest of the time now, we've got some cool topic to talk about that we still get questions about. And that's batteries and chargers. You know, I've been in Airsoft for about 13 years. And I started out with NiCads.
I did too.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anything over, what was it, 600 milliamp? 600 or 800 milliamps. So to get more milliamps, you had to go to a bigger cell. So everybody was running around with like the equivalent of a brick phone.
Oh yeah, and you either were taping the brick, because most of the stuff back then was front wired.
Yes, or if it was a full stock M16, FAL,
machine gun.
Yeah.
You could fit. I remember you could get those 4,000 mall brick.
Like the 10-8s.
Oh yeah, the 10-8s. You know
that super rare PSG-1 battery. That was that weird like configuration.
And what was the one thing that sucked about NiCads?
Is that you had to discharge them. Marui made like a little. I actually still have one. It's a little discharger. That it's like a little LED and a heat sink. You plug it into the battery and it discharges it because you're supposed to store them empty. Otherwise, it would retain memory.
Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to charge it to full capacity next time.
And that's what sucked.
But those are obsolete, irrelevant. So we want to talk about the relevant batteries now.
Nimh came along.
Yeah, Nimh came along. You got more power in a smaller package.
Nickel metal hydride, for those of you that don't know what Nimh stands for.
And those you charged, you stored fully charged.
Yes, that is correct.
So when they entered the market, you had it to where you didn't have to discharge them when you stored them. You just charge them up, get them ready for next week. You had more configurations that fit in smaller compartments. So front wired and 4A1s, like the stick batteries for AKs with a folding stock, or MP5s, MP5Ks. Someone who had a Marui MP5K, that was problematic, trying to get enough power to run like the whole day at least. Was an issue.
I remember I'd have to modify the MP5K just to get a long.
Yeah, you
stick.
have to go in and like take out the back of the spring and the charging handle, and it was a mess. So they were safer, they were more stable, and they actually charge faster too, and they don't have as much as a memory problem. So, and then we had Lipo.
Well, here's another interesting thing. Before we move on to Lipo, we had the Tamiya plugs, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there was either small Tamiya or large Tamiya, which large is kind of gone away.
Yeah, large is really phased out. Really, the only time you run across it is someone has an older gun that they brought in.
Right.
And one of the things that people don't realize is that the wiring on large and mini Tamiyas, the polarity is reversed. That's where a lot of people make mistakes when they're switching out connectors.
Right.
Is there's a round part of the plug and a square part. So usually I have to remember little black box, big red. And so guys who don't look at that first and go and put on a different connector will sometimes get them backwards.
Right. And here's another question: which came first, the Dean connector or the Lipo? Which in the airsoft industry, which one do you think? Did people actually start changing their connectors to Deans before Lipos were available, or was it more introduced around the same time?
I started seeing it in airsoft from guys who are in the RC car industry, because I believe it's a Traxxas connector, and guys were using them on Lipos in the RC industry. And it was before Lipos had really kind of entered the mainstream for airsoft. But I had a lot of friends that came over from the RC car racing that were using Lipos. They didn't have optimized sizing. They were still the brick ones.
The little bricks, right?
No, the big bricks.
Oh, okay.
Because they're supposed to be powering the RC trucks or racing cars or whatever. So those would still have to go. I had friends who put them in like a full length M16 stock, and they could go like 3 days because it's like a 6,000 milliamp battery.
Oh yeah, because I remember you had to go to a hobby store to get one of those nice large balancing chargers.
Yes,
because you couldn't find that really in Airsoft. You still had these compact small chargers
those took a while to be common.
Right.
And that was where the whole fire issue really started. Was someone would see their buddy using a Lipo, and then they go grab a Lipo, and then they try and charge it on their regular charger. I saw that a lot in the beginning. Yeah. And you have the guys that are like, no, you need to use a balancing charger. You need to use the right balancing cable and harness, and there's several different types of harnesses too.
Right.
So and there's converters and things that go all the different ways.
Okay. And then we had Lipo batteries. Lithium polymer.
And they are safe as long as you take, the proper steps. So some of the things are like you don't want to over discharge them too quickly. You don't want to charge them too quickly. So sometimes batteries have a rating of as to how quickly it can be discharged and how quickly it can be charged.
And I think it's important when people are choosing and looking at chargers that have multiple settings that they don't have a high amp charging rate.
Correct. You don't want to dump too many amps to it to get really hot. Another step that you want to take is you also want to use a charging bag. So what this does is if something goes wrong with the charger or the battery and it does happen to catch fire, it's contained in this sack, and this gives you enough time to grab it, yank it off your charger, and throw it outside.
Oh yeah.
Because don't try and put it out because you're not putting it out. Like just get it outside and you're nothing flammable.
Right, and people need to not make the mistake because there's a lot of people that call like battery sacks or Lipo sacks, but it's an over-glorified silk bag. That's not what we're talking about. What Josh just showed you is actually, if it starts getting hot and something's going wrong in that bag, you're not going to feel it on the outside initially. It's going to keep the heat in, keep the reaction going for you long enough. Like you just saw Josh, you could chuck it in a safe place.
Yeah, you should never charge.
It's back.
It's back. It's a Lipo safety sack boomerang.
It's a boomerang.
It's a boomerang. And you should never charge a Lipo in your gun. I've seen people make that mistake too, and that's a really bad idea. Now, some of the stuff that we've done to make this easier for identifying your battery and identifying which charger goes to which battery was we came up with our color coding system for our Valken energy products. Now, we obviously have the green that goes to the nickel metal hydride, and then we have the orange that goes to the Lipo. And when we first launched the Valken energy line, it was all green. And the reason why we went with green for nickel metal hydride, orange for the Lipo, is because you can't really put a nickel metal hydride on a Lipo charger.
Correct.
Because a proper Lipo charger either charges through the balancing lead, so this is your balancing cable, and then this is what you would plug into the gun. But a really good charger connects to both.
Right.
But you should, the rule of thumb is you should only ever plug this in. And that's what we have with the Valken Energy. And the concept is you put like battery with like charger. Now, another thing that we've done with our packaging was created a information. So it's kind of has like its own information card on the back of the packaging. And it's unique for Lipo and the Nimh. So it goes over, you have what Lipo is, what the different shape and configurations are, voltage, milliamp hours, what it means and how it operates, the discharge rating, the type of connector that comes with it, because we also do sell pre-deensed batteries.
Right.
So it talks about the connectors for going to which AEG, and obviously the charger it needs to go with, as well as any sort of other ratings or information. And the same thing with nickel metal hydride. So it talks about the chemical composition and then the shapes and the configurations. And then something we simplified, we just kind of had thought about it with the split cell nickel metal hydrides in particular, is that there are so many different names for it. There's nunchuck, there's butterfly, there's crane. So we simplified into stick, brick, split, and then there's peg. So a lot of people were buying some brick lipos, expecting them to fit in PEC boxes, but we have PEC box lipo, specific sizing. Which the 7.4 1300 milliamp is actually one of the few batteries that fits in the new.
Oh, it's this one.
Crytek Chris Vector.
Yes.
So the 13 milliamp 7.4 fits perfectly in the grip.
Oh, and we have the Holy Grail.
Oh yes, the HPA batteries. So these have a, what do they call it? It's an E-Flight connector. It's a micro connector. JST. It's right there on the packaging. I put it there. Couldn't remember what it was. Another thing, a lot of customers don't realize that we also sell all the other batteries. We have packaging for CR123s.
We got 2032s.
2032s.
Double A's, triple A's, 9 volts.
LR44s, all that fun stuff. So we have a full line of Valken Energy for all of your needs. And that pretty much covers information on batteries as well as our product line.
And if you guys have any questions about batteries, chargers, please comment on the comments below and we'll be able to answer for them to you as well.
The following is a recorded version of our Facebook Live broadcast. To be a part of this broadcast and interact with us, join us weekly Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern, and get your questions answered on Valken Debrief. See you there.
That is a lot. Yes, that is a lot of Red Bull.
That's my second one today. That's my second one.
Oh my god.
No, my third. I had one on the way into work. So this is my third.
You're gonna pass out. Seriously. You're just gonna fall out.
Yeah, it's fine.
Guys, welcome to today's Valken Debrief, episode number 2. And today we are going to be talking about something very interesting that has been popping up everywhere, especially on Facebook. And it is not only, what was it, last year that Fallout 4 was released? Was it?
I believe it. I don't know. Can someone tell us when was?
When was Fallout 4 released on console?
Yeah.
Come on now.
The viewer must know that. We probably have a Fallout 4 guy in the house.
Or a Fallout fan, for sure. So.
Well, but isn't this this year? Is this the second or third year that they have the Revelations game at
Ballahack?
Yeah.
Ooh. Revelation is one of Ballahack's, if not the largest event.
Oh yeah, the largest event, the largest player turnout. Everybody really gets into it. I saw guys who did bullpup AKs and had entire loadouts from what they were wearing to what they were shooting.
Yeah, and
I think someone even had a nuke launcher too.
Oh, I know.
From Fallout.
There's also a
Kyle 2000 something. Thanks, Kyle.
What did he say?
2000 something.
2000 something. So there's a lot of post-apocalyptic loadouts out there, and it started out in cosplay, but now it's carrying over into Airsoft. So, for example, there's a Facebook page called Post-apocalyptic Airsoft loadouts. Oh no, projects. Sorry.
Is that where Callie got the image for the asset?
That is correct.
Funny thing is that's actually a good friend of mine.
Oh, James?
Yeah. James Holmyard, yeah.
Yeah,
Curses. So, and he's been doing post-apocalyptic and Russian loadouts for, going on 8 years now. So, it's been his thing, and I'm sure he feels that something that he's kind of made his own style is now. Why are you touching the thing? Don't touch. He's trying to keep it from autofocusing. It's we'll get that hammered out. We have the audio fixed this week, but
yeah, we only fix one thing at a time.
So yeah, he's been doing it for a while, and now he probably thinks that this trend in airsoft, or it may even be a fad, that he's been doing it for so long, and now everybody's doing it.
I think what a big thing is that I've heard a lot of people comment about is that it's freeform. You can let your imagination run away. You can use whatever you want, because I think people are kind of getting old of everything. Everyone has to be uniform. Everyone has to have the same plate carrier, the same radio, the same.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
we're going to preface that right now. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's not for everybody. I mean, some guys would like that that strict standard and guideline. But yes, freeform and being able to use your imagination and be unique. And
it actually reminds me of like old school WWF before WWE. You remember the tag team partners Axe and Smash? I
wasn't a wrestling fan.
You were not a wrestling fan?
I was sheltered. I was homeschooled.
Or how about
I didn't watch The Simpsons until I was a man.
And you're not even a football fan, are you?
Nope.
So I can't even mention Oakland Raider fans, can I?
You can. I know what that is, but I'm not like a huge sports fan.
Oh, true. I've seen guys use.
I just wasn't very coordinated in my younger days.
Oh, gotcha. I've seen guys and gals use everything from lawnmower ATV tires for armor, football pads, lacrosse pads. I know our buddy CJ. BMX pads.
Motocross. Same thing.
Yeah. I know our buddy CJ. He frequents Play It Again Sports like at least once a week, looking for stuff. Looking for armor and things like that. So, but we are curious. Out there is. And leave it in the comments below, and we'll keep talking about it. Is why do you enjoy doing post-apocalypse? What is the best and most fun thing about it? I mean, what do you think that gets people hooked?
Well, because I think dystopian, post-apocalyptic, there's so many different mediums out there. You either have board games or books or games or movies, and it's just such a rich, colorful world to pull from that it interests a lot of people, because you have everything from zombies to aliens to mutants to so I think it's something that draws a lot more people in, because there's a lot of literature and mediums out there that are the post-apocalyptic. Like my favorite, and people are going to hate, was Terminator Salvation.
Really?
Yeah, because for me, Terminator was all about time travel and Sarah Connor, and
Sarah Connor,
the Terminator.
She's just awesome.
But they always talk about this war, and you never get to see this war, and Terminator Salvation was after that war. So, humanity just had its butt kicked, and they hadn't quite got their feet under them to defeat Skynet. And I just like the look and the feel of the whole movie. So, how everything was all worn, and you had modified tiger stripe combat pants.
Kyle just said, ATV tires is straight up Simon Phoenix style.
See,
from
there you go.
That was Demolition Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Simon Phoenix, yeah. What was it? Wesley Snipes.
Chris Nielsen from Brigade Milsim, here from colorful Colorado, says he prefers to use the new guy as my armor.
30 seconds with ray guns, Kyle. 30 seconds with ray guns. No, I mean, it was cool, but...
Tactical Mermaid, she says, I think it should stick with an Airsoft. We all want a reason to dress like our video games we play. No, I mean, and that's true. I think more than just
the Division's another one that was
right.
Really hot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people did the Division. I remember Castro,
Dan Williams.
Yeah,
had the legit loadout. So
and and you see a lot of people using painter's masks. Mm-hmm. I bet you these factories that sell.
I have a picture of me circa 2006, 2007 in a painter's mask.
Oh, you're dating yourself.
Yeah. So.
But I bet you, there's people out there that just like these factories or businesses that sell these masks that. Why are these people buying these masks? They're not even. They don't want filters for them. They just want.
Yeah, it's the first thing you do is start pulling everything off of it.
And I think another thing too is the stuff is easily accessible, and it's just open, to your imagination.
Yeah, you go to the Salvation Army or Dad's Closet or the garage, and your imagination, the sky's the limit.
So, have you ever thought about doing a post-apocalyptic or getting back into it? Or
I've thought about it. I mean, Underground was kind of like a little bit of that with the kind of the cosplay, but I have a John Connor. I have both loadouts.
Oh, really?
From Terminators.
So you have like the red sash and everything?
Mm-hmm. Red armor. I got the M81 jacket. Mm-hmm. The black jacket all torn up pants. I've got a set of tiger stripes with cry knee pads sewn into it.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, for me, I'd rather be a brown coat. You know, for those of you who don't know the reference, it's
Serenity.
Serenity, the TV show Firefly. You know, Malcolm Reynolds. You know, by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you. Oh, see, Rich, shiny. He knows.
Rich is here.
Yeah, Rich from Airsoft C3. Thanks for joining us, Rich. Oh, I missed something.
But I mean, do players want to see more of it? Because like when the Division came out and a lot of guys started doing some of these post-apocalyptic loadouts, they started getting a lot of flack. It's like, oh, the Airsoft's military simulation, like, it's just so... No, I don't want to see video game loadouts. But for me, it's like, there's not... For a manufacturer, there's no larger pool of customers to pull from than the gaming industry.
Yeah. Like,
that's a lot of customers. You know, you can sell a lot of guns to guys who just want it on their wall, or, you know, but when I sold Airsoft at anime and comic book conventions and sci-fi conventions, these guys would come in and spend, like, they're like, I want that, and they just like lay like $2,000 on the table, and like, it's like, you gonna go play? It's like, no, I'm gonna put it on, like, with, you know, in my collection. So,
well, definitely for sure, duct tape is okay in post-apocalyptic attire.
Duct tape's okay if it's an AK. I mean, anybody who's owned a Marui AK.
That's true. Hey, we got Gary Mullins saying, what's happening, guys? Cobra Airsoft Legion and Blast Camp in the house. Thanks a lot, you guys. Blast Camp is one of our Valken sponsored fields.
Yes, we have the conflicts that Cobra Airsoft Legion hosts. The guys do a phenomenal job.
Oh, and we got Cross Tactical Airsoft staffer watching.
Wait, we're on a what? 10-foot?
Oh, wow, you guys are projecting.
We're on a projector? No.
Dude, I like that. Big kaiju on the wall. I'll sign that print.
Maybe we should make some like little cardboard buildings so like when he makes his entrance, he can knock them all down. Yeah.
Oh, Rich from Airsoft C3 actually made an interesting comment that he thinks that the game needs to support the loadouts. So you need to have fields running cosplay-like games so people can know what they're getting when they show up. And I think that's good. I think Revelations does a really good job of that, because you know that it's post-apocalyptic. You know that there is going to be civilian role play and everything like that. I think we're about 11, 12 minutes. I think we're okay.
Come on, more questions.
Okay,
here we go.
Oh, Kyle says, Airsoft is a game.
Random leave, no trolling.
What's up, random? Kyle says, Airsoft is a game, and people seem to forget it was founded in Japan and it wasn't about military simulation. Sure, that's a natural progression for it to take, but there aren't limits to what players can or can't do. If you prefer milsim loadouts and playstyle, go to milsim events. There's room for creativity in the game. He loves it. No, and that
I wish I could hear him say that, because he's just got that smooth voice.
I know,
he's got
right?
That,
you know,
he's got that voiceover voice.
And you know, he just recently revealed,
he cut it all off.
No, he revealed his face. He used to always do it covered. Remember?
That's a big deal.
I know, right? Now it's like,
now the moms have someone to blame.
No, but he actually does a really great job of educating parents when he goes out to Wildlands out at Jungle Island in Southern California about Airsoft, which is really great. But he makes a good point where, you know, we talked a little bit about this last week, where Airsoft is great because we offer so many different venues for people to enjoy the sport. You've got milsim, you've got hardcore reenactment, now you've got post-apocalyptic. You've got Speedsoft or, the brand Speed QB, in these tournaments. It's really, really cool to see our industry growing and being able to support so many different facets of gameplay. And I think with the more of the introduction of post-apocalyptic and it catching on to more of a freeform style, it's giving game hosts courage to, like, you know what? We don't have to have this military scenario-based game. We can make it like a video game, and that's okay. And that's
perfectly fine.
Ryan Brown says, one of the best parts of Airsoft is just to be things you aren't in real life. So within reason, I think it what you like to be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives a computer programmer, a nurse, a garbage truck driver, the ability to go out and
play a fantasy game
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. Oh, Gary just said he has a Mad Max game coming up Saturday, August 26th.
Ooh.
Now, so here's something interesting. Mad Max post-apocalyptic, yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know everybody, there's that one event, Wastelands or something that everybody goes to. It's very Mad Max.
Oh,
feel. Yeah.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Well, no, it's not like a...
Oh, I know. I mean...
It's like a whole event.
Was that Utah? Where was that?
I don't know. I thought it was out east, out in California.
Somebody remind us where Wasteland is.
Wasteland Weekend. That's it.
Yeah, how does a mermaid get to do post-apocalyptic?
Radioactive waste being dumped in the ocean.
Ooh, Kyle, he wants to do Mad Max games with vehicles. Man, that would be... I don't know.
That's a lot of work for someone who's worked on vehicles, like welding and cutting. And
it is a lot of work. I think it's a little dangerous.
Yeah,
too.
No, it is.
It's a little dangerous.
Some people put on the side of their vehicles. So,
yeah. Eric said it's 1 hour outside of California City.
Ah, there we go.
There's our answer. Oh, we got
this is a hallowed event because we weren't trolled by random. No,
I think he knows that we can just go out the door and like, hey, we know where you are. No, we do appreciate local support in the Colorado area. Random, with DMZ Airsoft and Brigade Milsim, Kiowa Airsoft, FAF up there in Parker. We're not a big state with a lot of airsoft, but it's very good that everyone, all ages can get to do a lot of different things. So Ian says Wasteland plus Airsoft equals best LARP sim
that I
ever.
agree with. That I would do. That would take a lot of prep, but that I would do.
Oh, that reminds me of LARP sim, speed sim, LARPerator. There's all these, LARPing. I mean, there's all these different.
You could go on forever.
Yes.
But we have to get on to our other topics. Otherwise,
Yep.
we're going to have an hour and a half show to watch on Thursday.
I know. So. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us live this afternoon. Next week, we will be coming back at you at the same time. You'll be able to join us on Valken Airsoft Facebook Live backstage with Valken Debrief.
So, and, on Facebook or on YouTube, like, if there's anything you want to talk about, discuss, interact with us, because it's great when you guys post comments and ask questions and make statements. So if you want a topic that you want to talk about, then throw it in the comments in Facebook or YouTube. So with that,
thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll catch you guys later.
We'll catch you Thursday.
Yep.
Kill it. Kill it.
Killed it too early last time.
Kill it. Well, that concludes this week's debrief.
I actually thought I was going to talk, and then he started talking, but he did it well. He did it well. No, I mean,
No, I'm like the pragmatic one. I'm like, we're done. Bye.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us
clocking
today.
out. Okay.
Oh, thanks for joining us. We had a great time with you guys today talking about Nimh batteries, Lipo batteries, how they've come through our industry, and how to treat them, and the way Valken Energy categorizes them, and how we try to make things a little bit simpler for your choices. We had a great discussion live on Facebook with Post-apocalyptic Airsoft loadouts and Airsoft projects.
Lots of great feedback and interaction. Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Again, please leave your comments down below. Also, don't forget to join us next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Valken Airsoft Facebook Live, to join us on whatever topic we choose to be relevant or
fun.
So, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.